Hello everybody, welcome back to Tin Man's Court Channel. I'm your host Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and today I thought I'd get on here and react to one of the Evolution of Chucky animated videos from the Taylor Animated Channel, and it's the first one he uploaded. So without further ado, turn these lights off, move the camera up here for you guys, and let's get this reaction on the road and in the bag, shall we? Okie dokie, here we go.
After notorious criminal Charles Lee Ray, nicknamed Chucky, is shot down, he uses voodoo magic to transfer his soul into a good guy play doll, giving life to the tiny toy slasher. This is his evolution and story, animated. In the first film, Chucky sports his classic striped shirt, overalls, and red shoes.
I mean, you can't go wrong with the original looking Chucky, because I kind of like how he looks this way instead of like in the later films where he gets his face all stitched up. But anyway, let's continue.
It seems the longer he spends in doll form, the more human looking he becomes, with bushier eyebrows and a receding hairline.
I thought that was weird, knowing that if you stay in a doll body for a long period of time, you'll start to become human again in that body, which is weird in my opinion.
To avoid becoming a doll forever, he realizes he needs to transfer his soul into Andy, the first person he revealed his identity to. Before he gets the chance, he's burned in a fireplace and shot to pieces.
I thought that scene was brutal, but it was just satisfying to see that Andy was saved by his mom, and the detective was able to get Chucky burned and shot to death so he wouldn't come back. Little did they know, right, that he was going to come back.
In an effort to prove he was never alive, in Child's Play 2, the doll manufacturers rebuild Chucky from his charred remains with larger facial features and brighter overalls.
You see, these people are stupid. They think that Chucky was not no possessed doll. It was just a random good guy doll that someone in the factory messed with. And I cannot believe they rebuilt him. And I thought the darker blue overalls looked better on him than these lighter ones did. And I don't know about you guys, but with the bigger eyes, it made him look more creepier.
A freak electrical accident brings him back to life, and he continues his search for Andy. Despite upgrading to a knife hand, he's forced into machinery and loses his legs. Still determined, he replaces them with a wheel cart, and then gets melted by molten plastic and fed in air tubes.
I thought that scene was gruesome, but it was satisfying just to see Chucky get killed again, so he wouldn't keep coming after Andy and Kyle here. But he was just going after him because he was mad that he couldn't transfer his soul into Andy. It was too late, but my head hurt when
exploding
his head blew off like that.
His head. Taking place 8 years later, Chucky's leftovers are picked back up in Child's Play 3. But when pieces drip into a batch of molten plastic, he's reassembled and born again. This time with a chubbier, more squished face.
You see, them people should have moved that body away from the new plastic, because then his blood wouldn't have dripped into it and got a new doll made for him.
He manages to find Andy, but then chooses a new target for his soul transfer. He's ultimately sliced by a carnival attraction, giving him a new two-faced look.
Which, I ain't gonna lie, it makes him look more creepier that way. And it sets up the whole Bride of Chucky stitch face look.
And then gets dropped into a giant fan, shredding him to pieces.
Yes, and you would think, oh, that's the end of him this time. But nope. See the Chucky? His girlfriend Tiffany had to put him back together.
But in Bride of Chucky, he's put back together again and reawoken with voodoo magic. He now has a less squished face and a prominent widow's peak. Tiffany, his human girlfriend turned doll fiancée, joins him in obtaining a magic amulet with the power to transfer them both into new human bodies. But after some domestic bickering, Chucky gets shot and left in his grave.
Which, I ain't gonna lie, I thought that was a good plot point for a new movie, where Chucky has a girlfriend that he wants to marry, and then all their romantic bickering caused them to be demised quickly.
In Seed of Chucky, Chucky's remains are cleaned up and used on the set of an in-film Chucky movie, alongside his co-star Tiffany. This Chucky has blonder hair and brighter clothes. Their long-lost son/daughter finds them and, using the magic amulet, brings them back to life. Then, following a bit of familial disagreement, Chucky gets lopped to pieces by his offspring.
Which, in a way, I'm glad that Glenn did this, because Chucky was acting like a real bad father, and he didn't like it where he chopped a axe into Tiffany's head.
Yet, in Curse of Chucky, he's back in one piece yet again. He has darker overalls, paler skin, straightened red hair, and oddly, no more scars. He spends most of his time in a wide-eyed doll form, secretly causing havoc for wheelchair-bound Nika and her family. When she finds out he's a
And to be honest with you, I didn't like how the doll's face looked in this movie because he looked too creepy, almost looked like a pale-faced, wide-eyed girl until he removes rubber pieces off his face. But I am glad he got rid of them old cut-up clothes and put on new ones.
Chucky explains that, as a human, he knew her family and came back to get revenge. Nika gets blamed for Chucky's recent deeds. Chucky makes his way to his old pal Andy's place to finally finish him off. But Andy has other plans. In Cult of Chucky, Chucky is missing a chunk of his head, his body lifts, and chained to a board. Cult also features another Chucky doll, with large spaced-apart eyes and a thicker neck. A recently buried one-arm variation, a short-haired version, but he doesn't last too long, and a Chucky-possessed Nika, who takes off with Tiffany, leaving several Chuckies behind to cause mayhem.
I thought that was a unique plot twist for the franchise because imagine Chucky could be in either one of these good guy dolls or he could possess another human and be inside them while also inside these Chucky dolls, which is crazy to think about.
And with a rebooted robotic Chucky, an upcoming TV series, and possible Freddy Krueger crossover coming up, it seems there'll be no shortage of the red-headed doll anytime soon.
At the time of me recording this, I still have not seen any episode of the Chucky TV series. I did see some clips though, and it seems fascinating. But it's already canceled so they can work on more movies. As far as the remake Child's Play with the Buddy Chucky doll, I thought it was okay. It's almost like Megan going haywire, basically. But I can see why they didn't make a sequel to that because it didn't perform well at the box office, it seems like. Hope you all enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like, subscribe, turn on post notifications for more tailored animated content like this. This has been another successful installment of the Tin Man's Court channel. I'm your host, Jeffrey Tin Man Taylor, and that's a wrap. Have a nice day, y'all.